I want to talk to you for a few minutes about the DoubleTap Ultimate Pocket Defense Pistol. And that's exactly what this gun was designed to be. The ultimate low-profile, concealable, last-ditch close quarters defensive pistol. It's not designed to be a plinker, it's not designed to be a competition gun, and it really is purpose-built to be very, very concealable. As you can see, it's relatively small in its dimensions, and it's incredibly thin. The thin profile of this firearm is really what allows it to be concealed incredibly well. The DoubleTap pistol is a two-shot pistol using a patented design. Patents were issued both for the design and the use, the utility patent for the DoubleTap pistol. It's a very unique design with an entire alloy titanium and aluminum manufacturing process. Actually, this firearm is manufactured by one of the most advanced facilities in the country, and it's a facility that I also use to manufacture the claw base plates. So I'm very familiar with their practices, their tolerances, and their ability to create a very high quality firearm. It's very simple to use. You release the two barrels, they tip up, and then you can load them. When you load the barrels, you're going to simply put 2 rounds in. We're going to talk about reloading from a speed strip here in just a minute. We place those in there, we close it, and now the gun is ready to go. There's no hammers, there's no safeties, there's no decockers. What we have is a consistent trigger pull, 2 trigger pulls, 2 shots, 1 shot, 1 pull. This barrel happens to be a ported barrel, and this is a 45 ACP version. Now, as I said, this gun is not designed to be a plinker. When you go out and shoot this gun for the first time, you're going to know that you're firing a very powerful personal defense round out of a very lightweight, easy to carry, easy to conceal defensive pistol. And in fact, that thin nature of the grip is what means that all of that energy is going to be transferred in a very narrow area back onto your hand. And as soon as you start practicing with this firearm, and obviously I do recommend that you get some practice with any firearm that you're going to carry for personal defense, you're going to realize exactly why it's not recommended that you do extended shooting sessions or that you take long classes with this firearm. If someone were to call me and say that they had just bought a DoubleTap pistol and it was going to be their primary carry gun and they wanted to take a 2-day combat focus shooting class, for example, I would recommend that they certainly not expect to fire many hundreds of rounds over the course of a day or two out of this firearm. It's going to be very punishing to the hand. Now, you can lessen the punishment of the recoil by using one of the ported barrel systems in the 45 or the available 9mm barrel, but you're still going to feel it. And we have to remember that that's because of one of the great assets of this design. The titanium and aluminum design with absolutely no plastic parts means that this gun is very light and very easy to carry. Now, there are a variety of different accessories that have been developed for the DoubleTap pistols. When we look at the line of holsters, particularly, we have one here from DeSantis. This is a belt clip, which could also be used as a pocket holster in a larger pocket. We have some that are designed to be threaded onto the belt. We have this one here, which is actually a molly bag, which is designed to be worn on the belt or maybe attached to another bag and has a built-in holster. We have an ankle carry system. Now, the ankle carry system is one that I generally don't recommend for personal defense. One of the reasons we don't recommend ankle carry is because any gun put down in the ankle suffers from 2 things. One, there's comfort issues. If the gun is wide or the gun is heavy, it's going to be uncomfortable for you. Also, the heavier the gun is, the less likely it is to stay in the proper position up above the shoe, above the boot, and up on the bottom of the calf. Because of the lightweight and slim design of the DoubleTap pistol, it actually lends itself pretty well to this last-ditch, worst-case scenario carry method down on the ankle. And this holster is actually a pretty good one. I've gone to the range, I've used it, and if you're going to carry on the ankle, this is an option that you're going to find as comfortable as any other. Another thing that you might want to consider is the belly band. Now, everybody knows that I'm a big fan of the belly band. In fact, I designed a belly band holster with crossbreed holsters. And this one of the traditional ones, this is actually a Galco belly band holster, is a perfect fit for the DoubleTap. And you can see that the thin nature of the firearm, along with the very minimalist and thin nature of the belly band, means that you can wrap this around your waist, wear it in the appendix position, wear it in the 4 o'clock position. You can put this anywhere around your body and know that it's going to be incredibly unlikely that anyone will realize that you're actually carrying a firearm. One of the things I want to talk about here, as I've mentioned before, is the interchangeability of the barrels. This one is a 45 ACP ported barrel. And one thing I will tell you is that when you're shooting the ported barrels, if you're used to having any kind of thumb forward grip, you're going to feel that pressure coming out of these ports, and you could actually injure your hand if you put your thumb up over those ports when you're firing the bottom barrel. So it's not something I recommend with the double tap gun. You want to make sure that that thumb is down low on the frame and away from the barrels. But you can take care of that issue and not have to worry about it simply by using a non-ported barrel. And again, because you're not going to be shooting the double tap hundreds of rounds, I don't know that the porting is really all of that important. It will help control recoil. It'll help you get back on target faster for that second follow-up shot, but it shouldn't be seen as something that you're going to do to enhance your ability to fire multiple rounds over an extended shooting period. That is something that simply isn't recommended with the double tap pistol. You can see how easy it was to remove the 45 ACP barrel. I'm going to open this kit. Now this is the 9mm ported barrel, but I could buy a kit that had a non-ported barrel like the one that's on this 9mm here. And again, it doesn't matter what caliber you purchased when you buy the kit. This is a frame that is interchangeable between 9 and 45. I'm simply going to lay this back in there. I'm going to position it against the spring, insert that pin, and it didn't even need a tool that time. It just slid right in. And now I am ready to go with my 9mm double tap. And again, this is another ported barrel. Now, when it comes to loading and unloading the firearm, loading the firearm is achieved by simply dropping the rounds into the chambers and closing the barrel chamber assembly. Now the gun is ready to go. Again, no safeties, no decockers. When it comes time to unload the gun, you're going to find that there is plenty of space available for you to reach in and use your fingernails to get under the rims of the cartridges and pull them out. There's no extractor on this firearm design, so you do need to dig your fingers in and pull them out. But you'll see that there is a large gap at the back of the chambers up against the breech face. That's exactly what allows you to reach in and easily remove those rounds before you place the next rounds into the gun. When you go to place the next round into the gun, one of these speed strips is going to make it much easier for you. And what we're going to do, very simply, is place these rounds into the speed strip. I like this compact one that holds 2 rounds. And what's interesting about this is you can actually place the rounds into the compact one that holds 2 strips. Now what you can do with this is actually open the trap door and insert the 2 rounds already loaded onto the speed strip into the bottom of the handgun. Now, after I've loaded 2 rounds, I would fire. After I fire the 2 rounds, I come back in, remove the 2 empty rounds, take the firearm into my weak hand, open up the trap door, and you can see that this tab presents itself very conveniently for me to pull these rounds out, place them into the chambers, remove the rubber strip, close the trap door as I get my grip, and close the barrels, and now the firearm is ready to go again with 2 rounds. So while you may not think of something this small and this compact with only 2 barrels as being something that's fast to reload or efficient to reload, with some practice and using the onboard storage trapdoor and the 2-round speed strip, you could certainly learn to reload this about as fast as you could reload a revolver. So this is something a little more advanced than the average Derringer. It's definitely lightweight, it's incredibly slim, and it is an option for that last-ditch, worst-case scenario defensive shooting in close range. Now remember, we're not talking about this as a replacement or an alternative for a full-size defensive or duty or military gun. It's a very specifically designed product that I think serves that niche very well. I've had a chance to shoot probably about 50 rounds through the 45 and about 20 or 30 through the 9mm. I'm going to head back to the range and get some more practice with it. If you're looking for something that's very slim, very lightweight, and usable in an efficient way in that close quarters environment, the double tap pistol may be for you.